So, hello everyone. Welcome to the first Doubles Little Cup podcast. So, my name is Ace Hunter One. I am here joined by jcbc
Hello.
and Actuarily.
Howdy.
So, and today we're gonna look at some of the highlight games from the last LPL Levy's Premier League. So, which is a team LC tournament featuring LC doubles. So, without further ado, let's jump right into it. So the first game we're gonna look at is actually a game between myself and Actuarily here. So this was round 5, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we can see here Actuarily you seem to have brought some half trick room team. Could you tell us some about your team and maybe your prep?
So my team, like you said, is semi-room, and the idea was taking the classic core of Scraggy, Spritze, and Ponyta, which work really well together because Spritze is one of the best ways to get up Trick Room, and then Ponyta pressures all of the steel and poison types that would normally be able to pressure Spritze. And so, what I thought was most teams that I saw were using, as their Trick Room counter, were using Amoonguss, because its spore pressure is so strong against Trick Room team. So what I realized is I could use Overcoat Solosis as kind of something that can A, switch into Amoonguss and also be able to beat it. And it has cool things like it can do Psychic Terrain and then use Expanding Force and do a ton of damage in Trick Room. And so that was kind of the baseline idea behind my team. After that, stuff like Staryu is just there to kind of support and beat Ponyta and just do a lot of damage in general. And Amoonguss, my own Amoonguss, is another great one to put stuff to sleep or redirect to help get up Trick Room, things like that. So that was kind of the baseline idea behind my team.
Yeah. When I was from on my side, when I was preparing against you for this game, I feel like you were gonna prepare for Amoonguss for Fungus as well. I actually considered using Coughing over Fungus, but I kind of decided against it because I just felt Fungus was just a better mon in general. I actually used so my team is a Flying Span team with both Rufflet and Volibee, and also we have a Scarf Mudbray on my team. The point is to try to break through to wall break with both Rufflet, which is really strong with Hustle, as well as Volibee, which I'm actually running an offensive Volibee on this team. Usually, in doubles, Volibees tend to be more bulky and passive, but I thought maybe more offensive weak armor build was gonna perhaps come as a little of a surprise. And so yeah, and I have Fungus as a Trick Room counter, and I have Roar and Scraggy too. So that's basically the team. So let's just get into it then.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if I can say something as an outsider of you two, I think that to me, I was kind of shocked by how people ignored. I guess they can't really know, but it's surprising to me how people didn't account of how much Act 2 liked Scraggy and Trick Room, which I think is something really big on the prep. And I was also shocked that you didn't bring Ponyta, which, by the way, this is the last week Ponyta was free. The week
true.
after this one, it got banned. That's why we are not going to see Ponyta anymore on the other two games that we're going to comment.
Yeah, I actually didn't bring Trick Room up until this point. So I had played however many weeks I had already played. It was 3 or so without bringing Trick Room once. And so I thought, this is finally a time to play it. I know I'm playing Ace Hunter, who's one of the top players, so here's the time to bring something a little different.
Yeah.
In fact, fun thing, I actually planned, I think it was 2 weeks before our game, I actually planned to use against you Dazzling Gleam, Ghastly, plus the Scarf Mudbray for your ponies and Scraggies. But I actually used it 1 week prior, so I just went back to another idea with the bird spam.
Yeah, at preview, when I saw this, I saw 2 flying types in a Mudbray, and I was like, this is definitely Scarf Mudbray with Earthquake.
Yeah.
There was no doubt in my mind.
I also realized there's no flying resist on Actu's team. But he does have Ponyta.
People worry
with
way too much about Rufflet. It's not a big deal at all. As you'll see, watch this replay, and you'll see.
All right, I guess we'll find out. Okay, so the
let's
lead,
get going.
Yeah, so the lead is okay, we can come back.
Yeah.
So I think I do lead Scraggy and Staryu, because I felt like a Ponyta lead would be kind of something usual, if you could see, against my team, because I have 2 flying types, and usually you want them early on to set up Tailwind. So that's why I went for Scraggy, which has Fake Out as well, and Staryu.
Yeah, I was always leading Staryu here because I needed to put pressure on that Mudbray. I honestly thought you'd lead like Fungus Mudbray and then switch Fungus into one of your flying types and click Earthquake kind of thing.
Yeah.
Wait, I actually don't remember. Do I have I actually have my team here. Let me see. Did I have Earthquake? I think I must have, right? Yeah, I did have Earthquake on it.
Yeah. I mean, if it nice apps reveal, by the way.
I mean, yeah, we're gonna find it out anyways. So the first turn,
this was a very standard turn anyway. So
I opted not to go for Fake Out because I felt like it was more useful to use Knockoff. And I switched my my Staryu to Fungus there because I felt like with Scraggy's Fake Out and my Staryu, like there was no way this Ponyta was gonna stay in, so that's why I went to Fungus.
I mean, yeah, you did a great strong one doing the mid round there. There's not much else to say. You covered everything, so
now I get the Fungus knocked, which is really good. Actually, I think I'm not exactly sure where I went Mudbray here. Probably because oh Jesus, okay. Okay. So I went Mudbray here because I think I was probably expecting Ponyta to come back in because I had Scraggy and Fungus, but I'm not can't be exactly sure. I think
yeah, this turn felt weird to me because you lost a lot of progress against Ponyta, offensively talking. After your Mudbray got put to sleep, so yeah.
I mean, from my perspective, it was pretty easy since Scraggy pretty much never carries Protect to just spore that slot, and the only safe switching into that is Overcoat Volabi, so I can just Thunderbolt that slot as well and just kind of cover it. And I wasn't worried about getting spored because of Natural Cure on Staryu, which, as we later find out, I thought worked differently than it actually does.
Yeah, it's actually really curious because so if we see probably this turn, now I can't be spored, so I go to Rufflet. You switch into Solosis, which is interesting, and probably to counter the Fungus, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So something I noticed that I figured usually the Staryus in doubles are Natural Cure because just Analytic doesn't rarely triggers, right? But the thing is, in the logs, actually when you switch out, I think usually in singles it actually shows the Natural Cure triggering before it switches out, but it didn't.
Yeah, but it doesn't show here.
Yeah, it didn't. So I was kind of worried, but I was pretty sure it was Natural Cure. But not seeing that was kind of unsettling for me because now if it's still asleep, then I can't spore anything else because of sleep clause.
And I sat here and hovered my mouse over my Staryu, and it showed it asleep. And I was like, okay, cool. He can't sleep anything else because of sleep clause.
Okay. Wait, you showed it asleep. I think there's a difference. Oh, I think maybe if if you hover over it, like on the side here, it shows it only shows what the opponent can see. So I can see it asleep.
Yeah.
But like if you,
I mean, I was absolutely wrong, so there's no doubt about it. But
yeah, I think if you look at like down when you have your options, I think it shows it's not asleep. It should be, anyways. So
I mean, I went Solosis here just to press you the Fungus, because that is the whole point of Solosis on this team. And so I figured if I go Solosis Scraggy, I can easily just fake out and get up triggering.
Yeah. Like right now you have a perfect zone here.
Yeah. See what
On
I did.
Actu side.
Okay, I went to Volibear. I think I was just preparing myself to stall out the Trick Room turns. Your crit fake out, and Solosis sets up Trick Room. Okay. So I protect. I'm actually protecting because I'm Berry Juice Rufflet, and I don't want to get my juice knocked off. And I think I don't think I calced if whether Brave Bird would kill from Volibear, because I think it was max attack, and I kind of hope it would kill, but I guess it didn't. And I'm pretty sure that you weren't expecting that much damage from Volibear.
I definitely wasn't, because I knew Scraggy lives a Brave Bird from Volibear easily, but the whole point of my play was kind of covering both options. Either you try to attack with Rufflet, and I can knock off and KO it, or if you protect with Rufflet and attack with Volibear, I'll be in a good position next turn with Spritz A in.
Yeah.
So I felt fine taking the Brave Bird, even though it did 90%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because right now you have a claim here. Unless the Bulaboo was protected with is here, so yeah.
Yeah.
And
so now,
one other big thing, if you'll notice, is Ace Hunter's timer is running.
My timer is turn 6.
Turn 6. I have.
Well, why do you always play with low timer, Ace?
Is that actually? I don't know. I probably just can't decide on moves. Usually, it's hard for me to decide. So like, I just let timer right now. Like I procrastinate my decision and I just get into low timer every time.
And so
low timer,
when I'm in this position where I have 300 seconds left and my opponent's down to 30, it's usually you can bank on them and not making like really complex plays because they only have 30 seconds to choose. And so I think that really comes up later when we'll get to it, but I'll point it out when it comes up later, where I just kind of assume you're going to make this most straightforward play, and I kind of take advantage of that.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see then.
Anyways, you protect and you go Woodbury, and this is 1 second and a half.
Now double switch to get the positioning. So he gets Fungus on Spritzy again. And
he's doing a great job of stalling out Trick Room, and I'm doing a really
but the thing is, it's still he's still getting everything chipped on.
For sure. I mean, he's in a bad spot, but he's doing the best he can with it, and I'm doing a really bad job of predicting what he's going to do. Because Drain Punch is a terrible choice. If I knock off, that's huge damage, or at least it's just a bad play.
It's going to soften up Staryu for the remainder of the game.
That was a real bad play, Drain Punching there. But I think I felt like I needed to get Scraggy some health back. And that's
that was fine, I think. Now you went Fungus here. I'm not sure why you actually went Fungus. Just for the Staryu.
I knew the double protect was coming because you're trying to stall out that last turn, and I thought I don't have any he can't sleep another one of my mobs because I thought Staryu was asleep. And so I was just going to Rage Powder and set up another Trick Room, and I felt like if I got up 2, I was pretty much going to win.
Right. But I think here,
my question here is, to have Protect, what are you dropping?
On Fungus?
Yeah.
I think I'm dropping. I have Giga Drain, right? So I'm probably dropping Sludge Bomb. So wait,
I don't know if I do that personally.
Yeah, I actually don't have Sludge Bomb on my Fungus.
Yeah, I don't know. Like right now, I barely put Giga Drain because I feel like it's pretty useless to what Sludge Bomb and one of Palanpool for Protect gives you.
Yeah, well,
But yeah, this is talking about nowadays meta, so nothing.
yeah, well,
But by the way, 5 seconds. What the fuck? I don't know how can you play with that timer.
5 seconds. Yeah, looking back, I probably should have Sludge Bomb on that. Considering I don't have another poison, I have literally no coverage for Spritzy. Maybe Heavy Slam on Mudbray, but still that's inconsistent. So I probably should have had Sludge Bomb on that, but I just like Protect on Fungus because it allows, it makes my Trick Room matchup so much easier because Fungus is one of my main stops to Trick Room, and to be able to stall, not be forced out by a super effective attack on it is very useful in my opinion.
I guess.
Yeah. Sludge Bomb is easily droppable. It's just, it can't make your
Depends on the team, because in this team, for example, where he drops pretty hard to Trick Room otherwise, and you need to have something that can kill the Spritzy.
Yeah.
Here's
right here. So if you see the next turn, he puts it to sleep, which is just about as good. And so this is where I get in a really bad spot.
Oh, yeah.
Because I thought he couldn't put me to sleep, and he does.
And also I get the Berry Juice off from Rufflet.
Yeah, this is really good positioning now.
Wait, so does it say both? Now it says both are asleep.
Yeah. So I'm in trouble right now.
Yeah.
I mean, when Rufflet is on the field, you are always in trouble. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a fly resist, and this Rage Powder, was it just to keep Spritzy healthy?
Yep, exactly.
Okay. You're sacking Fungus in the process?
Yep, I'm just going to sack Fungus here, and then I'm going to bring in, I believe, Scraggy. Yep. Yeah. Get the Intimidate off, and now you can't really do much to Spritzy, and I'll get off that second trigger.
Yeah. I think my plan was to fake out the Scraggy, and then go just try to get. I think I would just try to get Chip on Spritzy. I think I expected your Scraggy to be slow because you were on a half room team, but I guess I was wrong. I thought I would win. I thought it would be faster than your fake out, so that's why I faked out on Scraggy.
Yep.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But as it turns out later, I mean, we'll see later what happens. But yeah, so now I just waste my fake out in that. I didn't get to knock the Spritzy either, and now Trick Room comes back up, and now I need to stall another 5 turns of Trick Room.
Yeah, which in the already position you had isn't very likely, to be honest.
I mean, to be honest, again, it's a Spritzy and Scraggy taking advantage of Trick Room, which are not the most heavy hitters. So I'm kind of okay-ish for now. I'm kind of just taking my Asleep Mudbray to eat some hits, and his Fungus is already gone. So if my Mudbray dies, I don't need to worry about something else getting spored anymore. So now actually gets Solosis in on Fungus again.
Yeah, so I knew Fungus was coming in because that's basically its whole point on your team is to stall out turns of Trick Room. Mm-hmm. And I had to Drain Punch because if you brought Fungus in on the Mudbray slot and Rufflet stayed in and got off a Brave Bird, I was in trouble. And I didn't think Knockoff would kill. I calculated Knockoff after the Berry Juice was eaten, wouldn't have KO'd, and so I felt like I had to Drain Punch.
Right, I was at 40, yeah. I mean, we could calc that, but I think Drain Punch was a safe play, I guess.
Yeah.
I felt like as long as Fungus is in, I'm fine as long as I have Solosis. So I was okay with if Fungus came in.
So you went Spritzy here?
Yep.
Oh, I did Protect. I did not expect the Psychic Terrain.
Yeah.
And I got a really lucky 1-turn Wake here, I believe.
Yeah, that
and the crit on Spritzy. Yeah.
That definitely screwed me big time because I knew the Fungus Protect was coming with Solosis in. And so I said, okay, I'm going to get off Psychic Drain. I'm going to bring in Spritzy, which means he can't bring in Scraggy. And then I'm just going to be able to click Expanding Force and be able to click Trick Room again with Spritzy. And I thought, that would be perfect. You got the 1-turn Wake.
Yeah.
Well, the thing
unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, I mean, the problem...
Yeah, it just makes things complicated for you.
You have to factor that possibility in your decision-making.
Yeah.
Another problem is that Fungus outspeeds on a Trick Room both of your attackers, which is and your Solus is already low because of the earthquake, so you can't really take advantage of him. Did you have
Yeah,
protect?
but the thing is, it doesn't really matter as per se, since you are not running a slot from.
Yeah, but
And I don't know if he
Giga Drain will KO.
heals the Solus.
Giga Drain will KO from here because it already did 31%.
Oh.
And that's exactly what happens. Hit resume.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
Did you have protect on it? I don't think you did, right?
Oh, I did, but
did?
I was I was covering for the possibility of a Spore into Spritzy, and then I was going to click Psychic Terrain there in case you went for the Spore into Spritzy.
Okay.
The Spore Spritzy slot, yeah.
So now I'm 6. I think now I think I'm gonna since I got the initial or I guess when the 1 turn wake on Mudbray, I'm in a good position. I'm in 6v4 right now, although some of my mons are pretty weak.
I think you're in a rough position because you have 2 slow mons and now Trick Room's up, and I have my 2 best fast attackers at basically full health. So you're gonna have to switch in something, and I think this is where it kind of starts to get dicey for you because you're chipped and you have to bring in new stuff.
The thing here is also that you can't really do much with the Mudbray because it already lost the Scarf. It's pretty much a Sagmon at this point. The Rafflet is pretty chipped already, so it's easily going to go down. And the Bullaby by itself, it won't be able to break both Staryu and Ponyta. So you basically rely on Fungus and your own Staryu to deal with them.
Yeah, I think one of my main win cons here, would be Vullaby because it can provide speed control and to be able to activate some of my other threats, because otherwise Rufflet and Mudbray all get outsped, so I needed to get off tailwind from Vullaby somehow.
Yeah, I agree, but yeah, so that's a good play by you bringing in Scrappy to intimidate so that you would live the flare bits, but I saw it coming and I decided to go Psychic into Fungus. Actually,
well, what I thought is that since I had revealed Protect on Fungus and I Giga Drain last turn, I didn't think you would double target it. That's fair. That's why I went for that.
That's fair, but then again, if Act2 killed Fungus here, he not only gets a way more safe route with a Staryu, but also gets some free time with a Scraggy and a Spritzty, not getting a Spork.
Yeah. I mean, speculating if I got protect on that, if I protected, but
yeah.
Now I have a fake. I actually don't have a fake out next turn because it's Psychic Terrain, right? Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, protecting here. You get the burn on Scraggy, which is okay-ish. I get to weaken your Staryu though.
At this point, I am feeling a little bit down, and so that's why I'm just going for speed ties because I need them. Pretty much.
Yeah, it's 3 19 speeders on the board. Okay, now you kill the Staryu. I'm sad that the scout didn't kill Scraggy there.
I think this was a mistake from you, Ace, because Act2 didn't really had a reason to risk Ponyta getting thrown out, and you should have went for the speed tie with your own Staryu, because even if the Ponyta was faster, it didn't really matter.
I mean,
as long as you had Staryu alive, it didn't really matter. Meanwhile, if you lose your Staryu, Act2, Ponyta, and his own Staryu just wins from the spot, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think he played it fine because
it was fine, it was a tough spot, but this way he had more odds to win, in my opinion.
Well, I think the speed tie that mattered the most was Staryu versus Staryu, right? So if he wins the Staryu tie, then like his pony is safe either way. So I thought maybe he was like going for if he was going for the
Yeah, but
Staryu tie.
Yeah.
Because I could have also
And so-
targeted Staryu as well, so Ponyta could have been safe.
And the reason why I went Scraggy here is that I knew Psychic Drain was ending this next turn, so that would give me a fake out option.
Hmm.
Although I wasn't certain that Scraggy would live that Scald, and I'm sure it's probably a low roll, so you probably got a little unlucky there.
Maybe I could have maybe it could have KO'd if it was Hydro Pump or it had burned.
True. Could have also missed.
Yeah.
also true.
All right. So now I think
yeah.
I go. Where do I go? Okay, go Scraggy again.
Yeah.
So now.
And this is the turn where I think you lost the speed tie on the Scraggy fake out, which made you lost.
I mean, this one didn't matter. This turn actually I faked out on the Staryu, which revealed that it was a speed tie because now my Scraggy was faster. And I got a fake out on my Volibee, which is really good because it gets the weak armor boost.
Oh yeah.
So I think this position is actually pretty good, but I think I played pretty bad. Well, I guess timer doesn't help, but I played pretty bad this turn and especially next turn as well.
So these are the exact turns where I was saying before, where you're so low on timer. I don't think you have enough time to think. You kind of just have to go with the most straightforward play because you don't have time to consider all your options.
Well,
and
honestly,
so go ahead.
No. I mean, I was referring to next turn. So yeah.
Here, if you hit play, I think it's when I bring in the Scraggy to
the second time
protect my Spritze. Yeah.
Yeah. So here, I target the Staryu and Spritzy is knocked here. Okay, so I think this turn is the most critical one.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think I made a bad judgment call here, based on my timer. So the whole time I've been playing against Spritzy so that it doesn't set up Trick Room, and now here in my mind, I still have to prevent it from setting up Trick Room. But like when you look more into it, you have your remaining mons are like offensive mons are Staryu and Ponyta, right? And my mons are actually slower than yours. So there was no reason for you to go Trick Room here. But somehow, I thought I had to prevent you from setting up Trick Room. So that's kind of what screwed me. Partly.
And I think you also kind of felt comfortable making this play because you thought Volibee would KO Spritzy. But I switch in Scraggy and get the Intimidate off, and that saves Spritzy.
Well, actually, there was kind of a few things I considered here. So I actually didn't consider the fact that you could go Scraggy back to let Spritzy live. I actually don't know what the calc is. Did you calc the in game?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so it lives after an Intimidate drop.
Yeah.
Okay, so because in my mind I thought you could go Protect on Spritzy, and I didn't want to target. I'm not sure. I didn't want to target the Spritzy at first. I might I said maybe I should target the Staryu, because then if he goes Protect, and I target the Spritzy, my Volibee just dies and I just lose, right? So that's what I was thinking about.
But I think you made the correct play there, because the safe play for Act 2 is to sack Scraggy on the Staryu, and just roll attack the Volibee with the Spritzy, or Protect.
Yeah, well, I think Protect would be in trouble if I targeted Staryu. But I think what actually did actually covers both plays, so that's something I didn't consider, switching in Scraggy here.
Yeah.
Actually, I think maybe one way I could have done it, I could have if I had thought about Scraggy coming in, what I could have done maybe was double target Spritzy with both Scraggy and Volibee. I'm not sure if that kills.
It should kill, but then again, it doesn't really bring you anything because then you have the Scraggy alive. and he hits a free fake out, and the Bulabi dies, probably.
I mean, I
Or
have
when,
protect on Volaby though.
not because it's protect. It would be a different situation, but yeah.
Yeah, I think if Spritzy dies and my Volaby doesn't, like I'm in a good position because then I can just Tailwind at +2 speed and then Rufflet and Mudbray both outspeed for 3 turns.
But he doesn't
Yeah.
want to. He doesn't want to click Tailwind right now because of the threat of Trick Room.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Once Spritz A is gone, he can click Tailwind and win.
So let's see what I did. Actually, not exactly sure. I think I targeted. Yeah, I did target Staryu's spot. I was expecting Protect on Spritzy there. And then yeah, my Bullaby dies, and then the rest it's pretty over. Oh, that was a bad. That was a bad play. Yeah, that was specifically like to prevent like it's kind of a mid groundish, I guess. To like if he stayed in on Staryu and went Trick Room, but then again like Trick Room wasn't actually a problem, and that was something that was a judgment mistake here. And yeah, the roll was just made it worse, but I don't think even without it I would have won anyways because now like everything just outspeeds me.
Yeah, this is why timer is so important. It's a weapon to use when you're playing.
Yeah,
and it's an important thing to keep your eye on.
Yeah, I'm really poor at time management. I mean, if you remember, I actually timered out against you in the first time we played. So
yeah,
that wasn't pretty, and I guess this game is kind of.
But yeah, this just ends like that. It was a good game. By the way, I rate this one to be, if not the best, one of the best that we had this LPL. But yeah, pretty entertaining one.
Yeah, it was. I really think you outplayed me for 3/4 of the game, but then once your timer got down, you didn't have any time to
think. Yeah, it goes down to that sometimes.
So one thing I would to mention before jumping into the next game, at the beginning you said is that you were debating whether to use coughing or fungus.
Yep.
I think there's a misinterpretation of what coughing does, and that's probably why most of people direct to fungus when they need a poison type. Coughing is way more offensive than fungus, and sometimes the redirection that fungus brings doesn't really patch holes on the team that coughing with the offensive it brings, and how it patches down some key members, like for example on your team, the beard, the flying spam, the mud. I mean, this Mudbray should be inner focus. Like I don't know if you were running inner focus, if I remember correctly.
It was inner focus. Yeah.
But these kind of things that shoot down the Scraggy, shoot down the regen from fungus, all these kind of things. Like if you check the Actuarily team, it has a very easy life against everything except Solstice. So yeah, I think sometimes coughing is underrated, just by how good is the utility fungus brings to teams.
The problem with not running fungus on this team is I think I think mostly two things. First, without the fungus, I don't have anything to hit Staryu with, and I think it's something that Actuarily's been using a lot as well. Honestly, fungus was a pretty bad, looked like a pretty bad matchup against him because he was bringing Elekid and Pony Rufflet, but I decided to bring it anyways because I needed something for Trick Room, yes, but also against Staryu, so a grass type. So that's why I wanted to bring it over coughing. And the other reason is I have Rufflet and Fullaby, and both of them kind of want their abilities. to be active, hustle, and weak armor. So that's why I didn't bring it either. I think if I wanted to bring coughing, it would synergize well with Archon for sure because it nullifies defeatist, and also Staryu because its ability usually doesn't matter that much.
Yeah. It also pairs well with Scraggy if you want to reset the Intimidates or with Porygon, stuff like that, that either doesn't care about its ability or wants to be able to reset his ability.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like overall, this LPL, Coughing went so under the radar for how good it is on shutting down teams.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, it's been always like that. We can't use everything, and Fungus is always going to be, for just how weird it is, the preferred option.
Yeah, I mean, I think coughing definitely has its merits. I think it's something that's should be used more, but at the same time, maybe it's a coincidence. But I used in 8 games, I used coughing twice, and I lost. And those are the only. No, it's not the only games, but like I lost both. Yeah. So that didn't help.
In my opinion,
I mean, yeah, that's really because you're having bad days, so we don't really care about coughing there.
Sorry,
anyways.
Yeah. In my opinion, coughing's tough because, like, on this team, you have to have an Omanyte counter, because otherwise Shostash Omanyte just destroys you. Ooh. So you have to fit a grass type like Fungus. And so that's my issue when I run coughing team. Basically, I have to run Grookey, or because it's the only other real grass type in the tier. And if your team isn't built for having Grookey on it, then you can't run coughing.
Yeah, the problem with running Fungus as an Omanyte counter is that it actually loses to Omanyte after it smashes because it dies to Ice Beam. So if you want an Omanyte counter, it's not the best one. Grookey definitely is the best one. Otherwise, I think Staryu does a pretty good job at checking Omanyte with her Thunderbolt.
Staryu, Chincho, and Grookey are way better counters than Fungus because first, to be able to semi-check Omanyte with Fungus, you gotta run Hikatron, otherwise Omanyte just sits there. And then if it smashes, it just clicks Ice Beam and you die.
Yeah, so
but if anyone else has something to say about this game, let's jump into the C-Strat versus Lugia game.
Oh yeah, okay, sure. Okay, so this matchup, actually haven't really looked at this game before, but let's see how this turns out.
Talk about it if you want.
You go ahead.
Okay, so first I'm going to go with Lugia team. This is a classic Lugia. He loves this team, and if in fact this was at a time in the samples, it can still be looked at as is on the archives. But it's to me one of the best rain teams that we had built ever. It's just because it's pretty good at shutting down everything. And I mean, there's nothing much to say outside of sets, which I'm not going to go into as right now. We will see the sets later on.
Mm-hmm.
But on C-Strat's team, this was already post-Ponyta metagame, by the way.
Yeah,
we have what looks a pretty standard team until we look at Amaura, which honestly surprised me. But I guess with Ponyta out, he wanted to try out Veil. Yeah, let's jump into it.
Alright. Slow. Okay. So lead Amora. And we have so we have Hail setting up first. Ooh, water spell.
Okay, so yeah, basically this, as it's already revealed, it's Scarfrilly, which in Rain is a heavy nuke to have.
Yeah.
It also has some text that we will see at the later on the video, but already we can see Lugia being on a decent spot, to be honest.
And I think on Z-Strat's team, aside from Amora that resets the weather, the main like water check it has is probably either Trick Room or then it's the Staryu, right? With probably T-Bolt. But then now after turn 1, Staryu ate a fake out and a water spout. It's already at half. So I think it bodes really well for Lugia with that check.
Yeah, and if we check the damages, like even Bane can spread damage move and Bane resisted Staryu 852 without Bane in rain.
Yeah, I mean it did a fake out as well, but yeah, it still did about 40, so it's a lot.
Yeah. Anyways,
and with the hail chip as well. Oh, okay, the water spout again. Yeah, so it does have T-Bolt. It doesn't kill, which is interesting. Okay, so Z-Strats didn't get his Tailwind up, if that's what he was going for.
Yeah, probably, but or maybe he double targeted the release. One thing I consider here is I know that Lugia has here feint on his Mienfoo, and I think he could have double targeted the Staryu there, because even if he set up the wind there, it's not the end of the world. While getting, I mean, of course, the paralysis on release kinda sucks, because now it's not that threat anymore. I feel like it could have take last water resist from Z-Strat's team off. So yeah,
I mean,
this was already good. So yeah, it's not something to say something bad about what Lugia did, but yeah.
Yeah, but also I think it would have been really close to kill Staryu or not, right? Because now it's at 11. Fake Out did 15, and Fake Out is stronger than Feint, and it took 1 hail chip. So I think it might have lived on 1 HP if Lugia actually fainted and water spout. So I'm not sure there.
Maybe.
So I think
but yeah,
this play is okay.
Yeah.
Now Staryu's weakened, and the Alma Knight is gonna have a fun time later on. So Lugia goes Riolu, which with Prankster
he goes for the pain now, as Z-Strat set up the Veil.
Yeah.
I feel like now there's a very easy path here for Lugia, but Z-Strat now has a Trick Room which is going to sack because of course Rain is very offensive, is heavily offensive, and you don't really have sweetness for almost anything. So he's going to have to deal with the 5 turns of Trick Room. If he gets to manage them well, which we will see later on, he's probably going to win. But yeah,
he only has
it's going to be...
he only has Fungus for that. He has to manage well as well.
Yeah.
So he goes for the Follow Me, which is interesting. Instead of resetting the Amora dies.
I guess it was to kill the Maura, and to also cover the Porygon switching or Mienfoo or something, because he didn't really lose anything. If he follows me and the Spritzy attacks trying to kill the Mienfoo, it's not going to put Trick Room up. The Maura or whatever will take the CC, and he still has another extra turn there.
Yeah.
And looking what happens, he lost Z-Strat just lost was his last opportunity of resetting the weather. So yeah.
Right. I'm wondering what the item is on Riolu actually, because if it's
If
not,
I remember correctly, it was Damn Rock.
yeah, it's
But
damp drop, right? Okay, so that,
I may be wrong. I would need to look.
yeah,
But yeah.
I was just wondering if Moonblast would have killed Riolu there. Probably, I feel. So I'm not sure why he would follow me there. Like, is unless he values Mienfu more than Riolu, well, I guess makes sense. But at the same time, he's a rain team, right?
Yeah. And he also has other setters. So it's not something I would be worried of. And fake out is always going to be key to a stall out Trick Room turn. So yeah.
Maybe you should run Roar to prevent Trick Room.
Well, maybe.
Okay, so
By the way, yeah, just going to say, Actu had to leave, so we are you and me for now.
oh, okay.
But yeah.
Okay, I didn't realize. Okay.
Anyway, yeah, let's keep going. You can put it in normal if you want.
Yeah, I think. Well, let's see what goes on afterwards. Nasty plot. Okay.
I think this turn was pretty key too because
yeah, he got the
he makes the mid round to chip the fungus, but Lugia here clicks Destiny Bond, which is something that really had, and thanks to the paralysis, it's slower than the Mienfoo, so it's able to kill the Mienfoo thanks to it.
Oh, damn. Okay, yeah, that's huge though. Yeah, but the same, yeah. Well, now Fungus is weakened, which is
well, yeah, but still is trigger map with Fungus. 2 months left. One is going to be put to sleep.
Yeah,
the other will kill Fungus, and it's only one turn of trigger room left, and all the setters and abusers of rain still up, with Mienfoo also up. So yeah. I feel like you just put a Spirit Seed to sleep here.
I think the fact that Fungus lived was really huge. If it died, I think Z-Trans would have won there.
Yeah.
So but yeah, that 1 HP. That 1 HP.
Yep. It will be like that sometimes.
Okay, yeah, the fake out on one side and the Spore on the other, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was wondering, was there anything else to do? Do they have Protect? Okay, no, Spritzy probably doesn't have Protect because it needs Moonblast as well. Porygon might not have Protect either, so that's a problem.
Porygon doesn't really run Protect. It could, but it's hard barely seen. So yeah. And now you just don't need Fungus anymore.
Yeah, no, it's
and it's a straightforward from here. I mean, a turn 1 wake up here would have changed the things a lot, but yeah, it's not something that changes here, because even if it gets Trick Room up,
Spritzy can target both, so
yeah,
and doesn't have Protect, so yeah, that's a wrap.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a matter of time.
All right. Okay, so
it was a cool game between two, well, one weather and one semi room weather.
Yeah,
which
we don't see
it's
weather
not
wars
something we get to see every day, and I feel like they could be more explored, to be honest.
Definitely. Yeah, for especially Manuel Sun as well, right?
Yeah, Manuel Sun has been picking up, especially right now with Ponyta gone. Which was one of the main, not only abusers, but also stoppers for Sun to be actually good.
Yeah.
I think it's good to explore new things, especially like weather or less used mons. But yeah, if you want, unless you have something else to say about this game, let's jump into the last game, the finals game. between Memoric and Total.
All right. Sure, we can go to that game. So this team, this was actually the LPL finals. So it was a very important game. Actually, the team I brought here, the team Total brought here was actually one of Actuarily's like recommended teams. So he really supported the fact that Ghastly, Mudbray, Rufflet, Scraggy, and Fungus together were really really strong. Like especially after the Ponyta ban. I think before as well, but after, especially after.
Yeah,
So
especially after.
And the last one was a little filler. I think so basically Actually suggested me to use this in finals, which I would have if I hadn't lost to Toadao in semifinals. So so I just passed this to Toadao for the finals. And like it's since he usually doesn't prep a lot, like just toss him a good team in general, and who knows what you were gonna cook up for Memoric, right?
I mean, yeah, you're also cooking about for me because remember that he was on my team. In fact, that team is mine. Heavily influenced by me.
The Memoric's team.
Yeah, it's heavily influenced by me.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's what I meant. Like, we couldn't really prep against you because you can.
Yeah, like, I could go with standard, but I could also run like 6 tier 5 and just be crazy with it.
Yeah, but I think you told me that Memoric didn't really like those, so we were pretty sure you were going to bring standard.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
In fact, one of the main things that Memoric wanted was, I mean, he claims Rufflet to be broken was to have a Rufflet on his team. So yeah. Which honestly, I was fearing that Tuado, which liked Chincho, brings it, but I was like, well, we can prep against Chincho. We will see later on how Chincho is very good versus Rufflet. But yeah. If I could say something about the team, it's pretty standard, to be honest. It's Paunia to deal with the Ghastly Sabra that were rising in popularity. And then Gasbra is a pretty offensive lead, which puts into a ton of pressure just for how much pressure they put, only because you can't fake out them, and they deal a lot of damage.
I think
then you have the Mienfu, which could be as crafty too, but I feel like now with Ponyta gone, most of the physical attackers are inner focus or are poniard, so you don't want to intimidate a poniard. Isn't that much needed to me. But this is a debate to have another day.
Yeah.
And then Rookie, because Mudbray was rising in popularity, and this team really needed the rush resist. The
water resist.
The ground.
Oh, ground resist. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess those pretty standard. Except I think both Abra and Chinchou are the least like conventional ones.
Well, yeah.
All right, let's just get into it. Let's put it here. So the lead, we have Rufflet Scraggy versus Abra and Mienfu, I believe, and Intimidate reveals both inner focus. So actually,
so there's not much reason to use Regenerator Mienfu anymore, in my opinion. Games are heavily fast-paced, and you don't get the opportunity to regen that life, whether not being intimidated and being immune to fake out is pretty huge, offensively talking, because just the pressure you put immediately
that's
is
fair.
very big.
All right, so like getting into this game, Scraggy isn't gonna fake out anything. What I'm surprised about is that Memorik actually didn't go for fake out. He went for the dazzling gleam, yes, but he also went for the close combat on Rufflet, and like I would have expected fake out on Rufflet because like it doesn't seem that Memorik was scared of it being Scarf Rufflet, especially because it was lead, right?
I mean, I don't think someone would expect a Scarf Rufflet because one, that's a uncommon set, to be honest. Up to this day, maybe it picks up, but as to now, it's still an uncommon set. And if you look at this team, you are probably assuming that if it has any Scarfer, it could be the Mudbray to abuse the Ghastly.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
Or at least that's what I told him to worry about. One thing that was a bit bad to me was that like if you're not going to fake out the Rufflet, which I mean I wouldn't have done it either. I would have double targeted the Scraggy because it was never clicking fake out, and I guess he didn't calc it, but it was a 160 based on the 2 spread that he told me, and it left the Desing Glim, which was actually huge because he got to get rid of Abra.
Yeah.
Not the biggest deal, but it sags on the progress because, as we will see, it would have changed a lot the game, as it would have pressured both Fungus and Ghastly a lot.
Yeah. So the fact that Abra died early was really bad for Memorik there. On the bright side, he does get rid of Scraggy, which well, I mean, honestly, with Inner Focus Mienfu, it wasn't that big of a deal. It was mostly for Rufflet. But
I mean, for Rufflet and Goku, it was good, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so now he wins Ghastly, and Todao goes to Chinchou here, which is really interesting. I'm not sure I would have done that, but like he gets rewarded by the Volt Absorb. Scraggy dies, and
it was
comes back in.
Yep. Yeah, but if you think about it, the Chinchou was pretty clever because it covers the T-Volt, and even if it slash bombs, it's not going to take that much damage, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have done that, to be honest.
Yeah, but I think it was a good play for sure.
But I feel like you're turning the Rufflet because you're not going to sack the Rufflet. Rufflet is, of course, a very good Pokemon that is going to bring you a lot of progress.
It's hard to say though, because if you mispredict, then Rufflet gets off the tailwind, then it's pretty much game. I mean, it's very difficult to come back after that.
Yeah.
So I think both are okay here. Now Rufflet comes back in. Okay, I think it's probably to set a tailwind at some point, but for now he protects and avoids the other Thunderbolt. And going Fungus there allows him to set up the tailwind for the following turn, I believe. Yeah. And here,
but of Fungus, if I remember correctly.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, it was at the cost of Fungus.
It was at the cost of Fungus. Right. I was wondering if maybe Grookey if knocking on the Rufflet was better, but maybe not. Yeah, because of the tailwind. I'm not sure.
I mean, we were debating on what fourth move to put on Grookey, but we felt like being able to catch those Eviolites from the Fungus or the Bullabis and be able to hit Ghastly was better.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Makes sense.
But yeah, even after killing Fungus, you may say it's 4v5. Yeah, but the spot that Memory is on right now
Yeah,
is pretty tough.
it's really it's kind of a difficult spot for him because now Tailwind is up for 3 turns and he has to deal with that. And he has
Yeah.
Ghastly versus Ghastly, and Rufflet is fast now, so it's kind of, I guess it's hard for him to handle it here. But I think in this spot, I think switching to Poniard is actually pretty safe here. Like
Yeah,
at least one of the two.
What I would do is go to Pawniard on the rookie because the rookie is not threatening any of them right now at all. I mean, you can argue that he can go for knockoff on the Ghastly, but that would be a very ballsy play.
Yeah,
So-
I think there's no way that Todao doesn't target the rookie somehow here.
I don't know. If I was Todado here, I psychic the Ghastly
Mhm.
and close combat the Ghastly in case he wants to go the Pioneer, in my opinion. Because what the rookie, the only thing that the rookie can do is do a very ballsy play, clicking knockoff on the Ghastly. But
Well-
that's risking
Hmm.
losing another Pokemon for free.
Right. You know why I wouldn't like if I were Toadow's perspective, like, and I guess Memoria's perspective too. Why I say Poniard switch on either of those slots is pretty safe. Is that for Toadow, like both, like he could switch out any of the 2 Pokemon he has for Poniard to to take a hit, like either on the Psychic, on Ghastly Psychic, or on Rufflet's Brave Bird. So, and you don't know which one is going to go to Poniard. So I think going close combat is a really risky play because if Memoric switches the other Pokemon instead, you basically wasted an attack on Rufflet. So I
Yeah,
think-
but
so that's why I
you
say
pick up
that-
the Ghastly and you are still on a great position.
yeah, so that's why I say like going Poniard is pretty. I think it's pretty safe for Memoric. But as we see, he goes for Protect, which is fine, but he stays in with Grookey, which means
Yeah.
his Grookey dies.
I didn't exactly agree with this. I get why he did this because he didn't feel like having the switching right there. But I feel like Grookey was so important having Moodbury and Chinchu was still
Yeah,
at
exactly. I think Grookey was really critical to have, especially if he had gone Poniard there, you could have eaten a Brave Bird and see then. Ruffled's also at 35%, so maybe in range of Sucker Punch. I'm not sure because it's probably a Valite.
It kills. It kills.
Okay.
But yeah, he goes Panyard now, which could have been done earlier, saving Grookey's life,
Yeah, well,
in my opinion. But yeah,
the problem here with
now,
Poniard.
now what I would do is just
Yes?
target the Rufflet, to be honest, because the Ghastly is going to be threatened here, no matter what.
Yeah, the problem with having Poniard in now is that Ghastly is kind of screwed because there's no good switch into anything. So you can just rely on Poniard Sucker Punch, which he does. But now Ghastly, yeah, so he can only Sucker Punch one of them, and Ghastly dies because of that.
No, it doesn't die. It's still gonna still up. But yeah, I feel like Shadow did an offensive play here, which paid off because he got rid of Ghastly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I feel like if he protected or switched there, it was not that good of a play, in my opinion.
Protected where?
On the Ghastly.
Like right there? Well,
yeah,
the thing
if he protected on the sucker to Ghastly.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, but I think
because that was an option, being afraid of being suckered.
I think Toda did a good play, like by playing Poniard is gonna target one of them, so just claim the kill with one of them. It's a pretty safe play, I guess.
Yeah, true. But yeah, another play that I feel like Shadow could have made was well, no, never mind. No, because what I was going to say doesn't really make sense. So yeah, what I think Memoric really, because yeah, not having rookie sacked, etc., but what really I think made Memory lose the game was the turns that are to come.
Yeah, well, I think the next turns are pretty good for him actually. He goes like Toda goes Mudbray here, and Mienfu goes for the fake out, and okay, Memori does sucker on probably on the Ghastly slot to not get killed by Psychic.
Yeah.
But now Tailwind runs out, and like
yeah, but
here,
the thing is,
yep.
But the thing is, even if it kills the Mienfu, you get to kill the Ghastly, or if he switches to Mudbray as he did, you get to knock the Scarf of Mudbray, and T2 is not going to do anything because you are forgotten it.
Right.
So I feel like suckering there was, I guess you wanted to prevent Mienfu from dying, but at that point of the game, you didn't really need Mienfu that much, in my opinion. Whether knocking off that slot meant no Ghastly, no Heavy Light on Moonbreak in case it's Heavy Light Moonbreak, which is not, or no Scarf.
Well, the problem with that is that if Mienfu dies, then you'll have Scarf Mudbray and Chinchou against Rufflet and Poniard. And Mudbray is just going to close combat Poniard, and Chinchou is going to Thunderbolt Rufflet, and that's going to be game, I think. Oh, also, I guess you have the Ghastly, that's right. No, you don't have the Ghastly because it's dead.
No, but, I mean... Yeah,
so I think if you...
it makes sense, yeah.
I think that was a good play to sucker, I think. Because otherwise, if Mienfu dies, then the rest Toda just cleans.
Yeah. I don't know, it's still something I would have thought of.
Yeah, I mean, if you predicted the switch, then for sure it would have been a great play.
But yeah, anyways.
Yeah, well, now I think this turn's covered. This turns compensates for it because now Memoric does protect on Poniard, and Toda actually double targets it, which is like really, really good for Memoric because now he gets rid of the Scarf on Mudbray. Yeah. In fact, here I'm not sure. Like last turn, what Toda could have done better. Like, I guess it's possible that to have predicted the Memoric's protect there on Poniard, but I think what he wanted to do was cover the by going close combat is covering whether if Rufflet comes in or not, right?
Yeah, totally.
But at the same time, it's it's more like a prediction game at this point. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
So, but I think when at this position, I think it's the next turn here. When he suckers and he double targets the Mudbray because it was Scarf, so it doesn't have protect. Right here, I think me and Actuarily were watching the game and we thought it was over already.
Yeah, I thought it was over too because on your mind you are like, okay, I mean, I guess you can say that there's still a coin flip there whether the Ghastly protects here or not, because if it doesn't protect, it kills the Mienfu, and then it's another coin flip on the next turn with Rufflet and being killed by Chinchou or not, or stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But I still think you here, if you are Memoric, can perfectly click Sucker, because you don't really lose anything by clicking Sucker on the Ghastly, and click Close Combat on the Mienfu.
On the Chinchou? Or I don't think it kills though, it's 84, so maybe just knock?
I mean, Does it have the Violite?
Yeah, it has a Violite. I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it has
Then not first. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it does look like a safe play, but the problem is as we can see, it didn't turn out well for him.
I mean, we didn't see it yet, but yeah, we know
Yeah.
what happened.
Well, I was just wondering if there's anything else he could have done. Like instead of he could have predicted the protect here and gone for a protect on its own, but that's just it's more speculating.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
It's a hard game.
You can argue that he can dodge the protect, etc., etc.
Yeah, but I think from his point of view, Thunderbolt did less than half. He had no reason to believe that Poniard could die from another hit from Chin Chow. So I think that was a correct play, but it just didn't turn out well. It was an okay play for sure.
Yeah.
And the Ghastly protects.
I still think I would have double targeted the Chin Chow there. I mean, it's also hard to tell because you don't see Hydro Pump Chin Chow every day. To be honest.
That Hydro Pump really turned out good for him because now Poniard just died in 2 hits, and now it's pretty over because Chin Chow outspeeds Rufflet and Ghastly outspeeds Mianfu, and that's just a wrap for the rest of the game.
Yeah,
and that
was sad to be because I thought we had it, but yeah.
Yeah, I think you guys lost. I think you guys were in finals, but you lost it to I guess was it 5-3? Was it no? It was 6-4.
It ended 6-3.
Oh, okay, yeah. So if Memorik had won this one, it could have been a tie.
But I mean, if a lot of things happened differently because we lost 2 roles on other games, but yeah, I mean it's Pokemon. It's something we don't control. Of course.
I mean, I don't think there was that much hacks in this game.
No, I'm not talking in this game.
Oh, okay, for the other one.
Yeah, okay. I say this, but I also got a bit lucky, so it was a great finals to have. But yeah, this would conclude the video, in my opinion. These 3 were one of the best games, but there were more games, of course, and we could cover them maybe.
Yeah, or we could we'll see what we'll do, but maybe we could see for the next tournaments. Maybe we could do it again. I think it was fun. I hope. I think it turned out pretty well.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay, and maybe not going over replays of games, but maybe doing different stuff. I don't know. We are open to suggestions and to hear what people can think about. But yeah, this would be it. Hope you enjoyed. It turned out to be quite long, but
quite a long one.
I mean, it's a podcast. It's supposed to not be something short. But yeah, thanks for watching.
Yeah, this was fun. Hope to see you in the next one.
I will try to be the race. Yeah.
Bye.